In the darkest corners of the world's oceans, something is always moving. Something so large, it rewrites the definition of power. USS Gerald R. Ford, CVN-78, the most powerful warship ever built, at 1,106 feet long, displacing over 100,000 tons, home to 5,000 sailors. She is not just a ship, she is a city, a nation, a statement. Construction began in 2009. Over 2,600 companies, 46 states, one unstoppable mission, 400 million individual parts, 47 million pounds of steel, assembled over 5 years. November 9th, 2013, she was given a name and a purpose. July 22nd, 2017. After years of construction and billions of dollars, she was officially alive. Named for the 38th President of the United States, a Navy veteran who served in World War II, his legacy now sails every ocean on Earth. But behind this machine of war lies one of the most controversial financial stories in American military history. Originally budgeted at $10.5 billion. The final bill, $13.3 billion. The most expensive warship ever funded by any nation in history. Cost overruns, delays, technical failures. Congress demanded answers. The Navy pressed forward. Critics called it a money pit. Supporters called it the future. Both were right. The technology at the heart of this ship had never been attempted at sea before. The Electromagnetic Aircraft Launch System, EMALS, would change naval aviation forever. Where steam once launched jets, electricity now rules. Faster, smoother, more precise than anything that came before it. In 3 seconds, 0 to 165 miles per hour. Human and machine becoming one, 25% more aircraft launched per day than any carrier before it. EMALS does not just launch jets, it multiplies combat power. Deep below the waterline, 2 A-1B nuclear reactors pulse with controlled atomic energy, generating 3 times the electrical power of the Nimitz-class carriers that came before. This power does not just move the ship. It powers EMALS. It powers the future. It makes the Ford unlike anything that has ever sailed. The Ford never sails alone, around her at all times. A carrier strike group, the most powerful naval formation on the planet. Destroyers equipped with Tomahawk cruise missiles and Aegis radar systems form the outer ring of protection. Hunting submarines, intercepting missiles, and projecting power beyond the horizon. Her own weapons are no less formidable. Sea Sparrow missiles. Rolling airframe missiles. Phalanx close-in weapon systems capable of firing 4,500 rounds per minute. The last line of defense. If everything else fails, the Phalanx fires. 20 rounds every second. Nothing gets through. At full operational tempo, the Ford can launch and recover over 160 aircraft sorties every single day. The flight deck is the most dangerous workplace on Earth, and the most productive. Every mission begins here, with a sailor, a pilot, a crew member who chose to serve something larger than themselves. 5,000 men and women live, eat, sleep, and work aboard this ship. For months at a time, the Ford is not just their workplace. It is their entire world. 6 hours of sleep if they are lucky. Then back to the mission. This ship runs 24 hours a day, and so does its crew. From the Combat Information Center, the Ford can track hundreds of simultaneous threats across air, surface, and subsurface domains, commanding an entire theater of war from a single room. Landing on a carrier at night is considered the most dangerous aviation maneuver in the world. They do it dozens of times, every single night. When tensions rise in the world's most dangerous waterways, the Ford appears. Her presence alone changes the calculus of every nation watching. A carrier strike group does not just fight wars, it prevents them. Its presence is the message, and the world always receives it. From her decks, strike aircraft can reach targets over 500 miles away. No runway needed, no foreign base required. The Ford brings the airfield to the fight. Precision, not destruction for its own sake. Every strike authorized, every target confirmed. This is the doctrine of the modern carrier. Decisive force with surgical accuracy. America's adversaries took notice. Russia, China, Iran, each studying the Ford, trying to understand how to counter a ship that outclasses anything they have ever built. China launched its most advanced carrier in 2022. Even then, it carries half the aircraft, half the power, and none of the nuclear propulsion that makes the Ford truly limitless. Russia developed the KH-22, China developed the DF-21D carrier killer, both designed with one purpose, to threaten ships exactly like the Ford. But the Ford was designed knowing these threats existed. Her radar systems can detect incoming missiles from over 400 miles away. She does not just survive the modern battlefield. She was built for it. She does not operate in isolation. NATO allies train alongside her. Partners sail within her strike group. The Ford is not just American power. She is the anchor of the Western Alliance at sea. Every aircraft that leaves her deck remains connected to the ship, every pilot tracked, every mission monitored. The Ford does not just launch the fight, she commands it. After years of controversy, after billions spent, after every technical challenge and political battle, the Ford proved herself. She works, she fights, she endures. In 2022, she deployed for the first time to the Mediterranean. The message to the world was immediate and unmistakable. When war erupted in the Middle East in October 2023, the Ford was ordered to the eastern Mediterranean within hours. Her presence stabilized the region before a single shot was fired at her. For the sailors aboard, the Ford is not a political statement. She is home, she is purpose, she is the reason they wake up before the sun and sleep long after it sets. The Ford was only the beginning. CVN-79, the USS John F. Kennedy, follows close behind, then Enterprise, then Doris Miller. A dynasty of carriers being born. Future upgrades will bring directed energy weapons, hypersonic missile defenses, squadrons of unmanned aircraft launched and recovered autonomously. The Ford class will evolve as threats evolve, from the Langley to the Enterprise, from the Nimitz to the Ford. 100 years of American naval power, each generation more capable than anything the world had seen before. She asks no permission to sail any ocean. She needs no foreign port to refuel. She carries her own power, her own air force, her own city of defenders, CVN-78. These four characters represent the pinnacle of what human engineering, national will, and naval tradition can achieve when they are pointed in the same direction. She sails on, into the night, into the unknown, into whatever history demands of her next. The USS Gerald R. Ford, the mightiest ship ever built by human hands, and she is just getting started.